If you're playing Ultimate and you really want to capture your game, you're going to want to need one of these. If you're playing Ultimate and you really want to capture your game, you're going to want to need one of these. But is this really good for filming Ultimate? I mean, it looks about the same size as a mini can of soda, but if I was to strap it to my head, is this way too heavy? Actually, it feels way too heavy. It's either that or you have a GoPro, which is a lot lighter and it doesn't want to flail around, because it's definitely not as heavy as this. So is this a really good idea to wear playing Ultimate, or should you just drink a soda? Let's check it out.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness.
With my Revl camera strapped firmly to my head, we started playing Ultimate, and everything was fine for the first few moments until the camera started beeping at me. And I believe that happened because with the camera's extra weight, it was having a hard time staying firmly attached to my head, bouncing up and down as I was running around. And with it trying to horizon lock onto everything, it was constantly trying to adjust so the beeping happened.
Yeah, this thing is getting way too heavy. So as I'm running around out here, this thing, it felt solid at first, and then over time it just, as I was running, just went whoop. So I had to take it off.
Removing the Revl, putting on the Hero 7 Black, stuck firmly on my head, and we were able to play for multiple points. And thus comes our review of the footage. The Revl was constantly trying to find the horizon, it was trying to lock in. It was extremely shaky, and it did not have stabilization built into the camera, versus the Hero 7 Black. Very stable, very usable footage. The Revl was constantly trying to adjust its exposure and color temperature. You can see it's going from a deeper, darker tone to a lighter, more natural tone.
Definitely not meant for Ultimate Frisbee, for wearing it on your head as you're doing action sports. But what is it good for?
I really wanted to compare the differences between the Revl and the GoPro Hero 7 to see what the big difference is. My family and I took a trip to take some family photos in Malibu. Maybe handheld stuff isn't the best use for this camera, but what about in their advertisements, they stick it onto like motorcycles, they put it on vehicles, and you're going down a canyon road. What if we do something like that? be honest, you can't really compare the Revl Arc camera to the GoPro Hero 7 in Black Edition. In fact, you can't even compare it to the GoPro Hero 5 Black Edition, which came out when this was in its Indiegogo campaign. The campaign ended in the beginning / mid of 2016, but we didn't actually get the camera until the beginning of 2018, almost 2 years after the campaign ended. Given the fact that we had to wait 2 years for it, the GoPro Hero 6 came out and the GoPro Hero 7 was being released a few months after it. In the beginning of 2016, the GoPro Hero 4 was the edition that was out. The GoPro Hero 5 came out and it has extremely similar specs to this camera, even down to the sensor that they use from Sony. They both have image stabilization, the difference being this has an additional gimbal in the back to try to horizon lock. In terms of usability, the gimbal did function when we were on the cliff. I tried to go sideways and it did hold the camera upright. When we were going down the canyon roads, it was trying to fight with the perpendicular force, so the forces felt on the card as we were going left or right. Though it wanted to horizon lock, it wasn't really horizon lock. Otherwise, it would have stayed straight up. And the image stabilization, like you've seen, very, very bumpy. The biggest reason why I'm probably not going to be using this camera hardly ever, the internal color, tint, exposure correction was on its own level. It was constantly trying to adjust for the best exposure, best color, best temperature. It'd be way too much work to go through the video and change every second that did that. What's your thoughts and opinions on the Revl Arc camera? Have you bought one? Were you part of their Indiegogo campaign? What's your experience been? Has it been the same as mine? Better? Worse? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Would you buy one of these, or should you really just get a can of soda and drink that and spend your money on, say, a GoPro? I want mine to gain another can of soda, taking this and using it for the $100 credit towards, say, a new GoPro when it comes out in 2023. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. A subscription to my channel would be amazing. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you guys have a fantastic new year. Catch you next time.